everyone. Welcome back to Open. So, since 2011, Casita Maria Center for Arts and Education has held the South Bronx Culture Trail Festival, an event filled with arts, culture, entertainment, and education. And this year's virtual festival theme is Sofrito, in honor of the flavorful traditions that connects artistic practices and cultural expression to our BX history. Joining us to tell us more, we welcome Casita Maria Director of Creative Arts Program, Gail Heidel, and world-renowned artist Nicolás Dumit Estévez. Hola and welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Rhina.
Well, thank you. Hola, Nicolás. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú, Rina? It's a
We
pleasure
are
to be here.
fabulous as we can be. I'm happy to be seeing beautiful faces after this, stay-at-home order that is finally gradually being lifted. But I will say it's been quite a phenomenal watching this actual trail take its course, converting into a virtual execution. So congratulations on that, Gail.
Oh, thank you very much.
So let's talk about this year's Culture Trail and the theme, Sofrito.
Okay, well, I was thinking about how it is, the spice base or foundation for Latin American and Spanish cooking. And I wanted to use this theme, as a metaphor and how it connects artistic practice and cultural expression to history. And how with a strong foundation, it allows space for improvisation, genre bending, and of course, collaboration, which is so important to community.
And so, speaking of collaboration, Nicolás, since we have you on, you've done quite a few collaborations, not only with artists but with institutions. You've collaborated with Casita Maria on this new project that we just witnessed and experienced that is drumming with and for Benny. Let's talk a little bit about that project that you've been working on.
Thank you, Rina, for having me here. That's true. I have collaborated with different organizations in the Bronx and abroad, and Casita Maria has been one of them. So it's really great to be back home with performing the Bronx and with drumming with and for Benny, which is part of this wider project experience that I've been calling Performing the Bronx, and that started in 2015. And that has included partnerships and collaborations with Arthur Avilés, Milly Bonilla, Danilo LaChapelle, who's no longer here with us and who is greatly missed. La Bruja, Caridad de la Luz, La Bruja. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody else. Bill Aguado, of course. And this time is with Benny Bonilla. So this is more of an homage. It's an homage to him and a celebration for his gifts to our borough.
And so the premise of this collaboration for you as an artist, as the person who's spearheading and is working as the artistic director, like what is your goal in archiving all of everyone's stories?
That's a really good question. And I do have to say that I don't see this chapter with Benny so much. It is a collaboration and it is a partnership, and there's this sense of communication and learning from and learning with. At the same time, when I did or when I staged performing the Bronx with, let's say, Arthur Avilés, we danced around one block in Hunts Point. When I worked with Milly Bonilla, we went out protesting. When I worked with Wanda Salaman, we made signs and went out protesting again. And this chapter related to Benny, I see it more as an homage. At the same time, it's a way of gaining wisdom from one of our elders. And it is, generally speaking, it is an archival project in the sense that it records stories related to the Bronx and its peoples who are at risk of being forgotten, dismissed, or faced by time or by the changes that our neighborhoods are undergoing.
Right. And so, Gail, this leads me to this execution of making sure that the trail still proceeded and followed through in this new format, which was explorational and quite fascinating, myself being involved in how the capturing and the communication and even like what you did, Nicolás, is like everybody was captured in different locations and somehow we were able to piece it together. And this is for the entire trail as an entire festival. It feel kind of like we're all together in spite of being in different locations.
Yeah, definitely. Having to pivot, we waited and waited and waited until, the beginning of May to make a decision about whether we were going to cancel or postpone. And what we decided, because we feel like this festival is so important for the community, that we decided to transition everything into a virtual festival. So we either pre-recorded videos and then premiered them as watch parties like we did with Drumming with and for Benny, or we rescheduled and had, live virtual performances like we have coming up with the Cover Girls on Saturday. So it's been a great journey, and especially, being able to stay connected when we're all, working remotely from our homes, and be able to connect through all these new technologies that we have available to us.
And so thank you, Nicolás. Before we go, just share what that whole experience was for you, because I have to be honest with you, watching the film, it was very touching and very moving. And the fact that, yes, it's this legend that we all adore, Benny Bonilla, it's also the time period in which you captured this that really sits even harder. Like it just resonated a lot deeper based on what it took to even get it done.
That's correct, Rina, and I'm so grateful to Casita Maria, to you, to Argenis Apolinario, to Jeff Jones, and of course to Benny Bonilla and to Priscilla Bonilla, his wife, for their great love, for what they do for the borough, and for agreeing to be part of this experience, which happened in different locations. And when you watch the video, you get a little bit of sense of that. And we did state at the beginning of the video that this was filmed during the pandemic. But at the same time, the editor worked this so well that you get a sense of flow. So
Right.
in that sense, the pandemic did not interrupt the video; it informed it in some ways. So I'm really, and I might be diverging a little bit. I'm really amazed by all the love that radiates from Benny Bonilla, his wife. He's such an amazing person, and I'm so grateful to have been learning from him.
Well, thank you. And thank you both for being here with us. And thank you, Gail, for forging forward and making sure that the South Bronx Culture Trail was not disrupted. And I just want to say to everyone, for more on the last couple of performances the virtual South Bronx Culture Trail has, there's going to be Bombayo and DJ De La Ceiba happening tonight, Brenda K. Star, and the Cover Girls. And if you want to watch it, all you got to do is go to Casita Maria BX on FB to watch it live. All right, we got to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll speak to visual artist who's drafting up some social justice artwork. Don't go anywhere.